out of work. The problem with you is you see difficult as something negative. I want you to see difficult differently. Are you hearing me? I need you to push through that stuff. Push through it. You can't get through it. The more you go through, the more difficult it is, the more challenging it is. Listen to me, the harder it is. Are you hearing me? The more challenging it is. All you're doing, baby, is building muscles.
Most people don't work on their dreams. Why? Because of fear. The fear of failure. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life, and they throw in the towel on their dreams. Everybody won't see it. Everybody won't join you. Everybody won't have the vision. No one can do it for you but you. You are the one. I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win.
In life, you're either going through a storm, in a storm, or you coming out. It's a part of life. There's no way around it. So just be careful not to allow the trials and the tribulations to consume you. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're a CEO of one of the most important companies. I don't care if you're an entertainer. Like, I don't care who you are. You can go to the moon. We all have problems. What I'm trying to tell you is this, though. Problems are a part of life. But guess what? They're not life.
It's not going to be easy. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, you've got to make it your personal business to make it happen. What if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off. That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, and life seems useless and worthless without it. If neither sickness or pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
You've got a business to grow, but that takes time. Fiverr to the rescue. Freelance services for lean entrepreneurs like you. Logos, social media, website design. You need it? We got it. So you need some branding? Let's start with logo design. It's all here. Smart filtering helps you find your style, price that fits your budget, and your timeline. Wow, that could not have been easier. Now, pick a service. Nice. Check out the gallery. Compare options. Read reviews. And ask questions. When you're ready, order. Boom. They'll do their magic. Ta-da! Wow, that looks awesome. Love it? Rate them. Now, get off that
Welcome to TerryWilson3.com, the show committed to helping you grow, protect, and enjoy your money, business, and life.
wanted to get with. Yes, this is really something that seems to be scratching a lot of itches, and it looks like it's pretty lucrative.
Well, it's one of the best business decisions that I've made, becoming a rep.
My intent now is being in that call center is letting people know this is the real deal. You will make money, and you don't have to have a product to promote. Just get in that call center and take calls, read a script. You will make money.
I started my own personal business 10 days ago. On Friday, I have my first 2 sales come through, and I have more pending. You do the activity, you take the time, you talk to the people.
You will make money.
I am in love with it. I don't know any other way to put it.
I really appreciate all the value you give. It's a lot, man. I look up to you a lot. You're kind of a leader in an industry where there's lots of BS.
And by the way, I love your swag. This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
This is Terry Wilson, and you are in the studios here with, of course, me. And who else have we got here? We got Miss Lindsey.
Hey.
Hey. Am I here? Yeah, I'm here. It took me a minute to turn my camera on. And, of course, Mr. Reagan.
We're here. And we're on time.
We're here. We're on time. Yes. For those keeping score, want to make sure that you recognize that we were exactly on time.
Which podcast is this? Is like 500 or something like that?
This is 319.
319. So 318 to 1.
318 to 1.
We're doing pretty good. I would say our battering average.
I'm telling you, the Yankees solid. Couldn't afford us. Yeah, that's how good we are at that.
Pretty solid.
So anyway, yeah. So we had an interesting podcast last week. By the way, let's go ahead and get some things out of the way. If you want to chat with us, you might be seeing us on YouTube. I don't know. But if you want to chat with us, we're actually over at terrywilson3.com/live. That's terrywilson3.com/live. You'll have to go over there, and in the bottom right-hand corner, based on what kind of device you're looking at, there's a little icon of me that says "Let's Chat." Yep. Just click on that.
It'll have your face on it.
Well, you can't have everything in life.
No, I was just pointing out. It'll have your face on it.
You can't have it. It's not perfect. but yeah, you'll see a little TW3, little Terry Wilson at the bottom corner there, and you can click on it, and we can chat. Go ahead, and one of the questions I want to open up for our live chat guy, what's the worst job you've ever had? Can you think about that, Lindsey? What's the worst job you've ever had?
I think it would have to be when I worked at Ubi.
At Ubi?
Yes, I worked there very briefly for a mission trip. Oh. The church coordinated time for us to go work there to earn our mission trip.
Yeah.
And there were just clothes everywhere. It was like mass disorganization and chaos. It was like a kind of like a TJ Maxx version of Ubi, not the regular.
I got
Ubi.
you.
You know what I mean? Like the problem pieces.
Yeah.
I'm sure the regular Ubi is fantastic, but I was there to do the grunt work, and it was no joke.
And it was the organization that was sort of
the
frustrating part.
You go to Goodwill.
Yeah.
I actually don't go to Goodwill. I know they have great things, but
no judgment. It's just
stressful.
Preference, right?
It's like a trigger for me. I feel like I'm drowning, and because there's so much stuff, it's just overwhelmed. If you come and look at my house, Gabby can confirm. I don't decorate. My house is empty. We've lived there for almost 2 years. I have one picture on the walls.
So you might be what would be referred to as a minimalist.
Yes, that's what my friends call me. I don't know.
You're a miss.
I haven't researched that, but yeah.
But you like it simple, clean.
And this was not. This was clothes everywhere.
Yeah, I could see how that would drive you.
It wasn't working for me.
It wasn't my thing.
It wasn't my thing.
Ooh. I understand it. Ray, you can't say this job. You have to say another job. Well, what was
I got this text report. I want to say hey to Nancy and Jane who are on with us. They're saying hey. Jay says worst job was a middle school math teacher. I could imagine.
My God.
I'm bad at math, so having to teach it would be
how
for me.
You ask him, and Jay, how do you keep the attention of a bunch of pubescent middle school teenage kids? Because isn't that Ritalin?
That's my guess. He said lots of patience.
Man, you've got to have the patience of Job.
Yeah.
To be a middle school teacher.
Where did you say Ubi? How do you spell that?
OOBE. maybe, but I feel bad now because I bet they're a wonderful company if you work in
but
the
I mean,
main
it's sometimes
place. But this was like their catch-all.
It was just your experience with that particular place.
Yeah. I'm sure they're wonderful, you know, in their main store. And some people might like Goodwill and might like that environment. That's what it felt like to me.
No, absolutely. For me, and it's not that I disliked the whole job. It was just one specific part of that job that was awful. Was at Chick-fil-A, being a breader. And it's not even just being a breader, it's being a morning breader. Because you get there at 4:30 in the morning and you go into these freezing cold freezers and you grab this raw chicken and your hands are frozen.
The Lord's chicken.
It is the Lord's chicken.
That's sanctified chicken.
But believe it or not, it doesn't bring the temperature up. It's still cold. It's still cold Lord's chicken. So, you know, that specifically. Now,
I
still love
serving
Chick-fil-A,
revenge because it's a cold dish, right?
Yeah. No, the job itself's great. Like, all the people were great, and there's great aspects to the job and a lot of, you know, opportunities there. But that's specifically.
Well, it's a great company.
Yeah.
But that particular job
is not fun. Specifically, like my location, they just expect a lot of you. And they tell you, like, there's no hidden agenda. It's like, no, if you get this job, we expect a lot of you.
But they're ranked. They're ranking.
Oh, yeah. Ours
out of all the Chick-fil-A's,
it's like top 10, both of their stores,
which is amazing. We've got one of the best in the country.
Bowling Springs one?
The Bowling Springs one.
Bowling Springs and the Spartanburg one.
But the owner there, we're not going to mention names or anything, is a retired military man.
Yeah.
And he's Mr. X's and Mr. O's, and you know, I mean, so
he knows what he wants.
He knows what he wants, and he knows how to motivate with words.
Yeah, for real.
So, what are some other bad jobs that our chat room is talking about?
Let's see. Nancy says my first real job, Christmas wrapping at Montgomery Wards.
Oh
wow! Can you remember that? I think Gina used to do that.
Oh, I was never allowed. When I wrap a present, it looks like my toddler's wrapped it today. So I am not allowed. Like, it looks like a T-Rex got angry with some tape and wrapping paper if I wrap a present. So I'm just not even allowed.
That's so funny.
Mark's got a pretty good one. He said scraping rust off the underside of a Navy aircraft carrier.
Wow.
Oh my word.
See, that puts my breading to shame.
Yeah.
That's just my cushy breading job.
What are you whining about? Mr. Mark's out there scraping the underbelly of a naval ship.
Exactly.
Probably over there in North Fort.
See, that's the thing though. Could always be worse. You could always have, you know, could always be scraping rust off the underside of a Navy carrier.
It's a matter of context. It
really is.
It's context.
Yeah.
Well, you know, guys, here's the thing. You can, you know, Apostle Paul at times had to build tents. He was called to be a preacher. He was called to do this, called to do that. But sometimes he had to go back and do a day gig to make things happen. But the beautiful thing about the world we live in now is you literally can customize a career around your passion and what you like. Now, it don't always work out. Sometimes it takes longer. But, you know, if your dream is big enough and your determination is strong enough, you can have anything you want. I've always thought, and Les Brown has said it, and Zig Ziglar said it. And God knows one of the things that motivates me so much about doing this job and why I stay motivated is because I've had some crappy jobs. I mean, crappy jobs.
Yeah.
But you do it because you got to put food on the table, don't you? But tonight we're going to be talking about the subject for tonight's show is tools and techniques to succeed in business and in life. Tools and techniques to succeed in business and life. And I'm going to be talking about some marketing stuff. Reagan's going to be talking about some things that happened last week that's going to illustrate mindsets that if you're not right, you ain't going nowhere in life. We're going to have fun with that one. If you guys were on the podcast last week, and by the way, special, is Tracy on tonight?
She'll have to send in a chat if she is. But
Tracy,
she did awesome, didn't she?
She did an awesome job, and we want to thank her for filling in for Miss Lindsey here, and it was wonderful. We had her in on the phone system. She's been a rep with us for years, one of our top producers, and she's just one of those personalities and people that awesome. you just love to be around, and so wonderful. And matter of fact, when we did the conference in March, we had 3 or 4 people. Where's Lindsey? Where's Tracy? Where's Tracy? Where's Tracy? Yeah. They were just meeting you. Yeah. They hadn't heard of you yet, but that's going to change. But they knew about Tracy, and so they were asking for her. So we told her next time if we had to tie her down and fly her from Arizona, we were going to do that. So we're gonna get into some really good stuff tonight, and talking about income goals. What are your income goals? What are you wanting to do? What do you want to earn? And maybe hopefully give you some tools and techniques that'll get you there. But before we get into it, we want to just sort of a pause for the calls. The sponsors that we've got tonight for tonight's podcast, which is episode 319. Number one is if you want to get the scoop on anyone and try it out for free. If you're hiring someone, if you're renting property to someone, if you've got people that just moved in beside you and you want to know a little bit more about them, you can go to terrywilson3.com/background. That's terrywilson3.com/background and run a background check and just make sure that, you're doing business with, a lot of times when I've done this, believe it or not, when I bring on higher end coaching clients, some of our elite stuff, there's been time to time I've run a background check just because, it's a contract and we're engaging in this business and, everything sounded right, but there was just something in the gut is like, and I won't tell you, it saved me some headaches. It really did. And so you can use them. It's a great resource over there. And of course, they're going to want to sell you services, but you don't have to. But I think they've got a free trial there where you can run backgrounds on anything from rentals to if you're going out on a date with someone and trying to figure out, because, nowadays anybody can say anything online, can't they? And so it's a pretty cool thing. So check them out. Get the funding you need to invest in your business and yourself. Go to myzippyloan.com. That's myzippyloan.com. They can get you approved within 24 hours. You can buy the Terry Wilson 3 platform, TW3 platform, even the elite package for as little as I think it's $119 a month, and get it, learn it, use it, make money with it, and then start paying for it. So it's a pretty cool thing there. And lastly, you've heard me say it many times, earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you have to grow to the next level. And that's why I like to give away free audiobooks. Seth Godin, I believe, said it. He said, you are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around the most. And so I like to have good people in my ears all the time. You're a product of what you listen to. The good book says to wash the mind out with the word, constantly. Good stuff is what you need inside you. And we live in such a negative world. So it's a act of, you got to be intentional, with what you put inside you, don't you? And so
people that are successful read.
Yeah, you just have to. I mean, I have not read a report yet behind anybody I follow that one of the top things I see on their portfolio or their activity is they read. And so I challenge all of my members. I challenge everyone that listens to this podcast, read a book a week.
Or listen. It's even easier.
Or listen. I like to listen. I go to bed or while I'm driving down the road, I'll pop in one of the Audible books, and you can get a free audiobook over at terrywilson3.com/free book just to try them out. So check them out. But now we want to try our new segment that we're going to be talking about marketing techniques. Okay. Marketing techniques is what we're talking about. And want to bring up a few things that you can use that a lot of times is sort of confusing to people, especially when they look at the TW3 platform and stuff like that. They're like, well, you got all this stuff, Terry. What should I use? And one of our best sessions at the conference that we got a lot of feedback on besides yours that I did was when we were talking about Know Thy Tools. Because
I loved that one.
Well, we got a lot of good.
So good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, because I had very little information going in.
Yeah.
For like how to apply myself, and that session just unpacked everything. Is that available for people to listen to?
Well, it's in the back office for elite members.
Okay.
So you had to be an ELT member to get there. And it's not, well, it's going to be in the back office for elite members. It's not there yet. But that's where we broke it down. And we'll actually cover a little bit of that tonight. There's 3 types of tools that you've got to have to do business growth, marketing for your business, growing your business. You got to have an engagement tool, a capture tool, and a converting tool. You got to have those 3 types of tools, and one tool doesn't fit all. In other words, an engagement tool is like a bulk texter, a bulk emailer,
voice dialer,
the voice broadcast dialer, SEO, driving to a ad copy. In other words, and there's 2 types of engagement that people need to get clear in their head. One is what I call push, and one is pull. There's push marketing, there's pull marketing. What's the difference? Push marketing is where I push in and interrupt your day. You got a text, your phone rang, an email went ding. I interrupted you. Mm-hmm. Push marketing requires a lot more sophistication to do, in the fact that you run the risk of ticking people off.
Yeah.
Because when you interrupt someone, so you've got the amount of grace you have when you use push marketing techniques is like really slim. Really slim.
Yeah.
and we joke about it all the time, but you've probably heard these robo dials and got them, and you just like, good Lord, does anybody?
I get a text from my doctor reminding me of an appointment, and I'm like, why did they text me?
Right, and you know him.
Yeah.
I want to know about this.
I'm
still annoyed.
I'm paying for this, and it's still aggravating. So when you're doing push type marketing, where you're pushing into someone's day, you got to be really sophisticated, and you just got a few seconds to build what they call rapport and authority. Mm-hmm. And, you know, okay, I like this person, or I don't like this person, or this person has the authority to speak to me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna, because they're an authority on it. And so that's why when people want to do any type of push marketing, we don't even teach push marketing in our sales rep and trainer level. It's up to you get to the plus level, we start teaching those techniques. At the sales rep and trainer level, what we teach is pull marketing. Pull marketing is where you put ad copy on Facebook.
Yes.
You put an ad copy on Craigslist or ZipRecruiter, or
I look at so many of those. I'll be scrolling, reading other people's business, and I'm like, oh,
well, yeah,
trail. Let me chase it all the way down.
Well, you don't feel invaded.
No, I want to know what it is.
You want to know, and so they're pulling you in.
Yeah.
And you still have to be sophisticated with that, because if the ad copy's not compelling enough,
then I scroll past.
And you got, these people don't know what.
Yeah.
You know. So you have to really get sophisticated with what you're doing, and there's some power words you can use, and there's about 3 elements. And by the way, TW3 members, I've heard you. Some of you wanted me to do an extensive training on how to develop better ad copy, and so probably this Wednesday night we're going to do a training just on the components you have to have as an ad copy. One of the things I run into, I don't know if you run into it in your business when you bring on new members, but I have to be real careful with our members, because we got thousands of active members out there, and a lot of them will say, hey Terry, give me step by step, word for word, what I should say in my ad copy. Mm-hmm. Well, if I can do that, matter of fact, we got 3 or 4 back there.
Mm-hmm. I found them today.
You've seen them.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you give that out, thousands of people are using it,
right,
and the effectiveness of it starts going down.
Right.
So what I try to do is say, here is an outline. Yes. Here is a template to go by. Here are some elements that you need to have inside your ad copy.
That's
now
good.
You go and brand it, make it yourself.
I do the same thing. I tell them, you can use my content, but make it your content.
Right.
Because a lot of people that are under me, we share shoppers.
Right.
And if they see me post something, and then one of my directs posts the same thing, they're like, wait a minute, did I just see that?
Then you both get hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not effective.
No, because it's just it gets saturated, you know, and we're such a visual type people. I'm amazed at how people will put in ad copy 1,000-word ad copy with a small picture, when in reality it should be a large picture in like 3 or 4 words and a bullet point and click here, you know.
That's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah. So we'll get into some of that training, members, on Wednesday night for that. But understand when you're doing marketing, you're talking about some techniques to use for your marketing. You got to understand your tools. Am I using an engagement tool, or am I using a capture tool? And keeping that clear in your head. One of the mistakes I see a lot of newbies make with ClickFunnels, and there's about 3 or 4 other companies out now that are really pushing landing pages and opt-in forms. But what they're doing is they're just selling the software, and that's it. And there's not a lot of, because matter of fact, I'm an affiliate for them. I can sell ClickFunnels, and I know some of those guys, and they're great guys. But I'm seeing people that are using them, and they're just not sophisticated in the way they're using it. And in this regard, they will put a video up, a sales video, and then put an opt-in form right below it. And so I was doing a training with a client the other day, and they had initially were using ClickFunnels, and they moved over and started using our software. And it's not that one's better or worse; it's just what you get used to. So I'm not here beating up on anybody. But he was showing me. He said, "I'm just not getting any opt-ins." I mean, and he bought some traffic from us. I mean, he bought like I think 1,000 unique keyword traffic targeted to that page. He's like, "I don't understand." And I went there, and within 30 seconds, I said, "Why would I give you my information if you're giving me what I want right on the front end?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't part with my information unless it's, required.
Right. I mean, no one wants to give up their personal information, their name, number, and email address unless the desire of what you're offering on the other end of that is greater than your reservations.
Because I know that if I give my information, I'm going to be contacted at least once.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So it's a sacrifice. I have to really want what you're offering if I'm going to give you what you want.
Exactly. And so, and the other thing is keeping it clear in your head, what am I selling first? Am I selling the actual product, or am I selling you on the benefit you're going to receive by giving me your information?
Yeah.
And see, that first page has got to be, listen, what I'm about to show you on the other end is going to change your life. It's going to rock your world. It's going to make you a better whatever, fill in the blank.
Right.
You need what I've got, and I'm going to give it to you for free. Give me your name, number, and email address right below here, and I'll get it. It'll automatically email out in my system. You've got to do that. And then what I just sold them on is being presented a solution to a problem that they're having. And in my world, so I use that all the time. For instance, I'll use the voice broadcast dialer, and I'll do a voicemail drop to 1,000 real estate or insurance agents, either way, and say, "Hi, this is Terry. I work with insurance agents here in Atlanta. I've got some free leads I'd like to give you, and I'd like to show you how I got them. If you'll check out this 5-minute video, I'll show you where they came from, and you can get as many as you want as well. Go to leadsbyterry.com. Well, they go over there, and it's got a picture of my ugly mug, face for radio, right? And I say, "Hey, I've been in the online space, insurance, real estate, direct sales forever. This is what I've been doing. Give me your name, number, and email address in here, and I'm going to send you out this free training. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to allow you to try out some software for 1 week for only $1, just to try out one of our software." Well, then, boom. They give me the information, and then I drip on them and drip on them, and then they become clients. But you got to do that process. If I just send them, or here's what a lot of guys do with these stupid dialers, and it just drives me crazy. They try to sell, "Hey, how would you like as many leads as you want on the push of a button? What you need to know is you can use a voice broadcast dialer just like this, and you can get unlimited leads transferred over to you with the push of a button." If you're in the, and they're yabbity 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 yabbity.
Too much.
Yeah.
Soon.
Too soon.
Yeah.
These guys, they would never pick up a date at a bar, I don't think.
No.
It's like, what is wrong with you?
That's like if you went to a bar to pick up someone and I said, "Hi, I'm Lindsey. I'm a little bit crazy. I burned my last boyfriend's house down and stole his car, but I would love to get to know you."
Yeah.
I mean,
good luck with that. Good luck with that. It's just people, if they would just think twice, it'd be twice as smart.
I would never do that because I'm very married.
Well, I understand that.
I'm so happily married.
I understand it.
Just saying.
These are illustrations. We get that. Reagan, you're over there laughing and just typing up a storm. What's going on?
I'm just replying to people.
Oh, okay. Is everybody having fun in the chat room tonight?
I think so. We do have a couple questions whenever you're ready for them.
All right, go ahead. Hit me.
Let's go with the first one. Let's see. I have a question. I have a domain name for my website, but it needs to be attached to my website. Do you guys have a suggestion, or is this something you do on your end? So I believe what they're saying is they have a domain name.
Yeah, all they got to do is forward it over to their...
right, so they need to do that through whoever their provider
for
is.
For example, if you bought it through GoDaddy, which is a very popular domain. Yeah, most people... And
it's a good site.
It's a good site.
Great commercial. No, I'm just
great commercial. Not an affiliate of ours, so I'm saying it. But... just if you got the domain name to them, they will. You go under manage domains, and then you set up your forwarding address, and then you put in, if it was a member, it'd be their name.terrywilson3.net, and it would forward right over. And then you can mask it as well. So if my name's Bubba Gump, and I want it to go to bubba.terrywilson3.net, then I could go by bubbagump.com, and then I could have it mask the name, so that when they go to bubbagump.com, it forwards over to bubba.terrywilson3.net, and all they see in the browser. So that's how it's done.
Cool. And let's see. I'm going through to make sure I didn't miss any other ones because I think I actually answered the other few.
Okay,
Tracy
cool.
says, hey, by the way.
Tracy, it's good to have you on tonight. Wished you were in the studio cutting up with us.
So that's our only question for right now.
Okay, good. One technique that I want to give, and then we're going to get into some other stuff that Reagan's going to bring and Lindsey's going to bring. I want to offer a technique real quick that I have used. Am I? Oh. Reagan just gets up out of the chair, walks right toward me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Something important was about to go down.
I was like, what are you? And then I look at the TV, and the TV is about to time out, and he's watching his NBA
We're
finals.
not going to watch The Big Bang Theory over the Western Conference Finals.
Don't you not record my Big
No.
Bang?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
I'm not on camera, so I didn't think it was rude, but thank you for pointing it out. Gonna notice.
Well, you start walking toward me right in the matter of
up
a live
until that
podcast.
point, it would have gone unnoticed. But
doing?
thank you for calling attention to it.
Well, there you go. But here's a couple techniques I want to give you guys, and then we'll punt it over to we'll start with Reagan and then go to Lindsey on their segments here. But a technique I call the conflating narrative. The conflating narrative. That's just a big word that I use to do a push dial campaign, and I've done this. It's about 2 weeks ago I did this with some fairly good success. What I did is I dialed 1,000 people of a certain demographic to ask them to fill out a survey and offer them a free fill in the blank. I think what I was offering was a free $25 Visa gift card to Walmart.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa, you lost me at Walmart.
Well, you know, by the way,
close.
I got some mail on the Walmart comments we made last time. Let me just clear this up. We have nothing against any of these stores. I'm sure they're wonderful stores, but we as human beings have preferences.
Yes.
You might like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. That's not a judgment on tomatoes. It's just saying
I shop on Walmart's website when I need to compare some prices. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the thing is it's not Walmart. It's the people of where we live that go into Walmart that I can't stand. That's really what
now that you just made it worse.
Walmart.
Well,
now you just exposed.
No,
well, honesty.
My brother came from Charlotte, and he's like, Lindsey, your Walmart should be featured on a show called People of Walmart.
It's a
See,
special.
here's the thing. It's not all Walmarts.
It's not all Walmarts.
It's just location wise. And I'll dog on our location all the time. Our people can't drive. And I know everyone says that. I specifically mean our people cannot drive.
No, that's true. That's true.
Every time I take a trip to Atlanta and I come back here, I'm always reminded of our drivers are they're a special breed.
But I also want to say, I contribute to the people of Boiling Springs and Walmart because I will go there looking homeless, y'all. I'm one of those people that you see and you're like, why did she leave her house?
Well, the thing is, you can do that here and know that you're going to fit
I'm going to be in good company.
You're not going to stick out.
Nobody's going to judge me.
No one. There's no judgments there because, matter of fact, if you came in with proper clothing, you probably would
stick
look
out.
odd. Yeah,
I guess that's true. Maybe that's my problem.
I mean,
just
you
come
should
in
wear
dressed.
your socks and sandals every time you go.
These are stylish. I don't know what you're talking about. I'd be the flyest guy in Walmart if I wore these.
But I just wanted to let the people that sent me an email that works at Walmart that we know in a different location. Yeah. We're not specifically talking about your Walmart. We're talking about the culture of our Walmart.
Yeah, that's really what it is. I have nothing against
culture,
Walmart.
I like
How you like it? Was that PC enough?
That was awesome.
And I don't think I'm high on the hog. I'm not looking to go to Fifth Avenue or
I wouldn't know what to do at a place like that.
Yeah, it's not that. It's just there's just a certain amount of decorum. I want people to be clothed.
Yeah.
I want them to have all their teeth.
Well,
I've
and
been
all their
approached
body
for money.
parts covered up.
Do what?
All the special body parts need to be covered.
Yeah. See, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I just don't want people to approach me for money while I'm shopping. And that's happened 3 times. And it's just now you can attest to this. For some reason, people just approach me.
He approached you for money?
No, but he's seen me multiple times when I get approached for money. I don't know if I just have one of those faces.
You gotta look naive.
And sometimes, if I have it on me, I try to help. But when I'm shopping,
they smell that on you.
If I'm just trying to get chocolate milk, it's like, bro, you really gonna ask me right now? Like, I got Fruit Loops and chocolate milk. Do I look like somebody that's...
Yeah, you're a soft target.
Yeah.
I got hit on. Someone tried to pick me up at our Walmart.
What was her name?
There you go.
No, it was an older guy, but like Justin was across the store, and I was just thinking, he does not want my husband to walk up while he's doing this. Like,
Mr. Semper Fi.
You're just like, just shoot, go away. I'm trying to help
Justin
you. Go
kills
away.
people with his eyes. It's his special gift.
Well, ask Gina. She's not even allowed to go to our Walmart unless she, someone goes with her, because it's just, well, anyway, we're all
getting off on a tangent.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about Walmart. And, no, it's
so
me too.
Back to what I was saying about this technique called conflating narrative. I use this voice broadcast dialer. I dialed out a demographic that would probably shop at Walmart in our area, because our dialer will allow you to target age, income, credit worthiness. If you like watching TLC and stuff. No, I'm kidding. You don't know that deep. But then I asked him a simple question in there, and not to give away my script, but I was saying, we want to have you fill out a survey. I want to know how you feel the job market is doing right now. Or do you feel like the economy's come back? Do you think the president's doing a good job or not? We want your honest opinion. And this is actually an RMP, one of our, I think the Nielsen group or one of the groups in the back was running this survey. And so what I do is I send them over there. They pay me, I think, $3 every time someone fills out a survey. I capture their information, and then I send them this other offer. It says, now fill out this final survey for this Walmart card. And here again, I'm getting another. I've got their information, and then I'm seeing how they're filling this out. And if they're saying stuff like, yeah, I'm employed right now, but I'm not making the money that I want to make, well, what's Mr. Wilson going to do?
You're going to pitch them.
I'm going to pitch them on TW3. Here's an opportunity where you can work from home. You don't have to go out in the highways and the byways and be bothered. But, and so I call it the conflating narrative. In other words, I've conflated this narrative and this narrative. I brought them together, made some money, and then I've triangulated here. And I just said, okay, and you ought to consider this. And then you're being smart about who you're targeting. So that's the technique I want to give any of you guys that are out there in the opportunity space, even if you're not a TW3 member. If you're equipped with the tools and the technology that we're talking about, and here's a technique that we're giving away for free, you can make a lot of money. And see, the way I use that dialer, by the way, is I didn't call people live. It was a voicemail drop, so they never got disturbed, they never got bothered, they never got anything. They just got this on their voicemail, and then boom, right there it is. So I thought that was a pretty cool technique, and I've used it a couple times in different ways and different variances there, and it's worked well for us. So that is our marketing minute. Marketing.
So stupid. What was that?
I got jingles, baby. I got jingles.
You should give us a heads up.
No, that was, well, it might have been.
we got people audibly laughing in the chat.
So now the
you
segment,
didn't give anybody a heads up or nothing. Just gonna whip that out and be like, here it is.
Whip it out.
I'm assuming everybody had our faces, which was what is going on?
What is going on?
Well, we're not gonna give a heads up.
Sitcom.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Right. I said, well, I've had it forever, and I was like, I think I'm gonna play
all of a
with
sudden
that
we're all in the
Thanks
living
for the
room. We
heads
were in the
up.
kitchen, but we had a shot of San Francisco, and now we're all in the living room.
That's what you call a segue.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
a segue.
Sure.
So Reagan has got our
I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I will
not
use
a
it
fan.
from now on, just because I know you hate it.
You should really take a look at the chat, because we've got more people as lively as ever just from that right there, and all of them are saying the same thing. What just happened? Why?
Oh, I'm dizzy.
Don't fall out your chair.
Dizzy. God, it's so funny. No, I've been waiting all night for this segment because I wanted to use this toy.
So
seemed
proud.
way too excited for
I
that.
got this. I double stacked. I went stuck on stupid.
I like the idea that not everybody was paying attention. Everybody's kind of like just halfully listening because they're doing something.
We lulled
and then
them
everybody tuned in. They're like, "What is going on? Like, did I click on something or
Is there an ad copy popping?
This R&B is brought to you by.
Oh, that was rough. Yeah, so we're on Stuck on Stupid. If you didn't catch it the first time, and let's not listen to it the second time. No, I knew he was gonna
Make
do
it
that.
stop.
So last week, if some of you were here, some of you probably weren't, we were exactly about 45 seconds late. What happened was
43.
43. Don't want to get it wrong. We were 43 seconds late.
Link broke.
What happened was,
you see,
we were here. We were always here about, what would you say, 10 to 15 minutes before.
Yeah.
Just setting up, making sure everything's going.
Yeah.
We were going live, and all of a sudden YouTube's link that everybody clicks on broke. Just decided not to work. So
I tied.
In order to fix a problem that would normally take like 3 or 4 minutes to fix, I think you did it in like what, 30 seconds or so.
30 seconds.
You were flying, and you were stressing as well.
I was using my coding skills.
Yes, and you were stressing. You are not one to be late. If anybody knows my father, that's not a trait that he carries with him. He's very punctual to an annoying amount. But we were 43 seconds late, and I believe we apologized.
Says the drummer.
Yeah, well, hey. And you can go back, and I think everybody heard us. I think we apologized and sort of explained the situation.
Yeah, go back to episode 318 and just listen to the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, there were some apologies. We were late, but we had one member, not a member, we had a visitor.
A visitor.
And I'm not going to say any names at all, but we had someone come through, and about 30 seconds in, no, stop it. Stop it.
In Raleigh, North Carolina.
No, stop it. We had someone come through. About 30 seconds in, they said, "Where is everybody?" That's a normal question. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
About 5 seconds after that, in all caps, said, "This is a waste of my time. This is a scam." Wow. Okay. Sorry to be 40 seconds late, but we explained what happened. And I don't know if there were some technical issues on their end that made them not be able to hear for a few more minutes. But I don't know what happened, but they could not hear it. And the way our new chat system works, whenever somebody disconnects or they leave, it says chat ended.
Right.
So I'd say about 10 minutes into the podcast, I think we even brought them up. I said, sorry to make you wait 43 seconds. We had technical difficulties. And then I believe my wording was, but you're not here anyway because you left, so I guess it doesn't matter. Like, I think I said something like, you can go back and listen to it. I might be a little bit off. Well, they came back. They were still on. Their chat wasn't, but they were on. And boy, did they have some words to say. They were not happy with
What did they call us?
They called us a slew of not nice words that I'm not going to repeat.
Would you classify those words as pejoratives?
Yeah, that's a word. Expletives.
Pejoratives.
I don't know.
I went to Ruth's school. Kidneys.
Expletives.
I know what that one means.
Excrements.
Write-ups, as they'd say in Chick-fil-A. You use these words, you get written up,
Use some write-up words.
Yeah, use some written up words. And basically just,
took it to a rated R show at least.
One of I think, and I'll be honest, I probably didn't help because I'm sarcastic. And when I see someone that's...
You're just like your mother.
Yeah, exactly. When I see someone that's slightly upset and they're being a little bit... What would you say? Unreasonable? I just poke a little bit. Just a little bit. And so I know one of the things they said was I wouldn't buy this BS if it was free. Me being me, they said I wouldn't purchase this BS if it was free. And me being me,
and what did you say?
I said, well, if we gave it to you for free, it wouldn't be a purchase anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. Have a good night. I think that set them off a little bit more. I didn't say it over the podcast, but I did type it in. And how long would you say they spent after this?
I want to say
writing fun things on anything they could find on their social media.
They probably spent a good hour of their time.
Yeah. Which they did give us a heads up because his closing words were, "Wait for your reviews."
Right, wait for your reviews. And I was like,
how can he review a product he doesn't own?
I think I said 8 out of 10 on Movie Critic, but once again, I think it was just...
I was like, okay.
Fresh tomato.
Is it a fresh tomato? What did we get?
Yeah,
so we're getting dinged on Facebook, our Facebook page. And so, but here's the thing.
Which, real quick, Mark brings up a great question, which is what I was thinking while he was going off. How does being late equal being a scam? I would agree.
Here's the problem with Mark.
He's using logic.
He's using reason.
Yep.
He's using a mature sense of self-awareness.
Yep.
See, these are things that don't fit with some of these people who are
stupid. But
you really like that button, don't you?
Hold on. We don't know the whole story. So in the spirit of assuming the best, maybe this guy had the worst day of his life yesterday.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe.
It can happen.
That's what happened.
It's happened to me.
And I know that I personally sometimes will have a completely incongruent reaction to a stimulus.
Absolutely.
That's possible.
And so this just could have been
Could have been a very bad day for him.
Pay his bills, and he was in foreclosure.
Yes.
And he was looking to this to be his salvation.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't know.
And we were
you
43 seconds late.
Yeah.
We didn't make him a millionaire within that minute and a half. And
So obviously unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just saying sometimes we don't know people's whole story.
That's true.
Know?
That's true.
Now, I totally give place to that. And
I would just like to say, we have the chat log. I would like to say I was courteous, minus my sarcasm, but I was courteous. I was very nice, and I told him multiple times, have a great night, because no one's forcing you to listen.
And here's why I did not respond, because of what you just said.
Yeah.
Because I just took it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. This guy spent an hour of his time doing what he had the ability and the sophistication to do online.
Mm-hmm.
And he's picking on someone that with the touch of a button could call thousands of people in the area that he is in. Because, see, I know who he is. I know what business he's in.
Mm-hmm.
I know his name. I know his number. I know where his business is located.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of stuff. I know what he's wanting to buy our system for.
Mm-hmm.
And I could do some black op marketing for him and drive off, but I didn't, and I wouldn't. But my point
Wanted
is,
to, but I did not, and I would not.
Thought crossed my mind. But no, my point is, you know that old adage: don't go to war, don't go to.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Well, no, it's the one about you don't want to go to a spitting contest or whatever with someone that buys barrels by the ink. I don't know the language, but it was back in the Continental Congress where this guy was getting.
What said? I know where his kids go to school. I know what time he gets home from work.
Yeah, and I'm just saying bad things happen. That's all I'm saying. I've been watching a lot of Sopranos here lately. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know. I wouldn't do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I got a reputation, you know, and my faith would prevent me. He just so happened to find one person online that wouldn't probably respond in like kind.
Yeah.
But all we had to do was tell Facebook, this guy's a spammer and here's what he's doing. And he's been blocked. He's been kicked off. He then went and got another.
That was the thing. He created a second account.
He created a second account and did it.
His first account got blocked because he was writing the same thing.
But these people don't realize you can track IP addresses
Right.
if you have the right software.
If you know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. And I was like, why would you be so stupid?
Mm.
You know, it's just like I had I won't say how we know him because it might get too, but I knew a lady one time that was, and I love her. She's family. I'll even say that. But she got a little snippy on the highway with someone and flagged him a bird because she was having a bad day,
and some people on the highway deserve it.
And some people on the highway, you know, can provoke the Pope to do that probably.
Driving in the left lane.
Well, this guy follows her home.
Oh.
And he sort of shows a gun.
Oh.
Now he didn't do anything and went on.
Yeah.
But my point is, you never know who you're yapping to. Why would you be so stupid? And then you're coming on a podcast that shows marketing techniques, shows you tools of how you can. I mean, it would not be very difficult to drive 1,000 angry people to his doorstep tomorrow.
No.
And I know because of the business he's in, I come from.
Yeah.
It's one phone call to say you've got an appointed agent here that's acting this way and has said this online.
Right.
And he'd lose his license. So that's the point. I just don't understand why people would be so stupid.
Well, it's so discouraging that someone would act like that. And my mama heart, the first thing I think of is hurt people hurt people.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what has happened to someone who would spend an entire Monday evening trying to destroy?
Yeah, what kind of...
Honestly,
like,
and
what
that's what I was
happened?
thinking too. I mean, not to that. You're much more compassionate than I was, but I was thinking a similar thing going, what went wrong in your life that you
that made this reasonable? This is reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you really think about it, though, what were the steps that led up to that? We were
Right.
43 seconds late. We apologized.
Well, see, and here's the
possibly made a bad joke about being 43 seconds late, and then that was enough for him to be like, "Nope."
Only because
I'm not dealing with this.
Well, it's so ridiculous. We're thinking he's joking. He can't be serious.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, the first thing we said was sorry to make you late, John. Like we were, or whoever it was. I don't think his name. It wasn't John. I'm making a.
We made up the name.
That's a general name. I don't remember what his name was, but whatever it was.
But here's the point of this story for all of our reps and people out there that are in business. You put yourself, online marketing and doing business online is wonderful. I literally helped my wife because she's recovering from a surgery. She can't do a lot. I did something today that I hate, absolutely hate, and that is I spent time outside. Working in the garden and putting flowers and the mulch and this and that and all that jazz, and going to Lowe's and getting this and going to the nursery and getting this and buying trees and buying shrubbery and all this, and online marketing and doing business online afforded me that. Because we're out just chilling, having fun, and money's coming in, business is going, this and that and the other. So I would not trade our lifestyle and our way of doing business. I mean, what other business can you make, $4, $12, $2,500 a day just on autopilot?
Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons to everything you do.
But this is the cost of it. That's the cost is dealing with crazy.
A lot more pros than cons. So.
A lot more pros and cons. So, Lindsey.
Yes.
How can people deal with stress? Because I wanted to put the Stuck on Stupid segment before yours, and I don't have a jingle for you yet.
Oh,
but I will get you a jingle. I could do this.
That's so sweet.
How about that one?
I was gonna say I can roll, but you know what? You jingle on.
Why don't we just like screech really loudly? Like that's got to be worth something too. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
My God!
All right, here's our next segment.
And now
it's about the same thing.
Well, I got all these toys. I just want to play with them. Anyway,
less is more.
This guy is obviously stressed. And people in business and his stress, he tried to put on me. We laughed it off.
Yes.
But what do you got to say for those guys out there that are in business right now or thinking about going in business? One of the techniques they're going to have to really learn how to do is stress management. What have you got on that?
So I'll open with saying that when I told Justin that this is what I was talking about tonight, he laughed.
You?
Because I have a tendency to be very wound up, but I do have some great tools in my toolbox to manage stress. And something that I read last week was if you have a messy house, you probably have a messy business. Mm-hmm. And my house, because I work from home, I'm home a lot. My house is a direct reflection of my stress.
Right.
So if you're stressed and your house is messy, clean your house. That's number one.
Yeah.
Start.
Do your dishes, fold your laundry.
Well, it does make you feel more comfortable. It really does. I mean, one of the things that we get comments on all the time is, how do you guys have 5 kids and 2 adults in this house? And for the most part, I'm not saying it's immaculate. It's not a museum in here. We do live here.
Yeah.
But it's very rarely you'll come in and see a messy house.
Mass chaos. I've never seen it.
Well, I'm a slob by nature. I'm a slob. But one thing my beautiful wife has taught me is you actually feel better.
Oh, yeah.
When things are in order.
I feel like I can breathe. Like if I go, so we have this bad habit, usually like on Saturday when I finish working and we, just go do something fun. And then we wake up Sunday morning and hustle out of the house because we go to the 8:30 service. Usually there's about 24 hours in the whole week where I just say it'll wait. But every Sunday night, I'm like, what have we done? This is a mess. I cannot be a mom and a wife tomorrow unless we clean this right now. So that is certainly my first tip is clean your house.
Clean your house.
Clean your house because it gets rid of like all the cobwebs and then your mind can think freely.
Clean your space.
Yes.
The space that you occupy.
Absolutely. So that's number one. Number two, I love to run. And you're not going to like this, but I love to run outside.
Oh, well,
like
to each
it
his own.
is
He's like, ew, gross. Oh, ew, gross.
Because here's the thing. Like, sometimes when I go running, this is going to sound kind of crazy, I pretend I'm running away.
That helps.
And I just leave everything that's stressing me out.
Yeah.
And I run until I feel like I'm going to die. Right. And then I go back because I need water.
I'm watching his eyes then. He's like, that's not for
that
me.
Would make me stress, huh?
It's so good though, like endorphins, you get all kinds of endorphins.
That
your body
high.
detoxes when you sweat.
Yep.
And then the sun, like we need vitamin D. Vitamin D is so good. So that's my number 2 is to exercise outside. Right. Even if it's walking, just get outside and sweat. Gardening works.
I feel, I hate to say this, and I wouldn't, and I hope Gina doesn't listen to these podcasts, but I feel better in the last few weeks than I ever have because I'm probably more active because I have to be right now. So it does help.
Yeah, getting on your feet and just moving is good. Yeah. And then my third tip, which it's legal. So
I like that there's clarification.
I love the way she qualified. And by the way, this is legal.
So a little bit about my backstory, if you guys don't know. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I run a business from our home, and I homeschool our kids who are 4 and 5. So, and I also cook like 3 to 4 times a day. I do a lot inside of my day.
You're busy.
I'm busy.
I feel like this is leading to weed.
Oh, yes.
The show just took a left turn.
So,
are you Breaking Bad?
No. It's legal.
Okay.
Calm down, everybody. There is
the Supreme Court just voted.
If they put the real stuff for legal, I would have a brownie a day. And let me tell you why. I am wound up so tight. And Justin, my husband, was like, because he maybe I shouldn't talk about his past. But,
probably smart.
Let's just say even my husband said, baby, you could benefit from that. But so the legal, let me tell you about the legal. There is, and I don't do the illegal. I've never smoked weed in my life. I've never eaten a pot brownie. I'm waiting until it's legal. But what is legal right now is CBD oil.
Okay.
Cannabinoid oil.
Is that related to cannabis or is
Yes,
it?
It's a different part of the plant.
Okay.
There is a company called Charlotte's Web. Calm down. I'll bring you some tomorrow.
Hold 1 second. Go ahead.
Okay. So when I'm completely overwhelmed and I just have all these things in my head that I need to do and I just need to take a deep breath, I just have a CBD oil tincture and I take 3 hits.
Oil what?
3 hits.
Yes. I'm telling y'all, I am wound up. Huh. So I take...
Folks, this was Lindsey Taylor. The views expressed by Lindsey on this do not reflect the management.
She's going to be on every podcast and every training.
Y'all, it is legal. It's CBD oil.
Well, so is kicking your dog, but I mean...
Oh, I would never.
What? Come on.
It's the same thing as taking a Xanax, but it's natural.
I know.
It's good.
I honestly, and you're my son, I'm a little old school. I'm a little prudish.
I guess I should have warned you then.
No, but I like the honesty, and I honestly like, and I don't have a problem with it. But I am a little.
This is one of our political talks we have.
He when we get into this, he takes the more libertarian viewpoint on this, and I probably take the more traditional.
Well, it's a magical medicine that cures all kinds of problems.
Yes, I know.
Tell him, preach.
I mean, I think that they should legalize it. I think the only reason it's not legalized,
theological, nor biological, or psychological argument. I will honestly tell you, it's more of just a traditional mindset.
Oh, okay.
And who is saying what in the chat room?
Jay's saying, "Oh my God, this podcast is amazing."
Well, Grandpa.
Well, I'm admittedly, I'm the old.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
It's okay. It's okay. And I get that. And I won the DARE essay in 3rd grade. Okay. Yeah. I am no drug Lindsey. I have never put drugs in my body.
I don't equate. I'm not saying that.
But I do think that the only reason it's not legal is because it would put a bunch of pharmaceutical companies under.
Well, sure.
So I think that there's a lot of politics at play. I think
politics.
Yes.
In the medication and medicine.
Unheard of.
Come on, Lindsey. I mean, now you just
y'all don't even get me started. Y'all know I'm a hippie. You know. So that is my 3rd tip for stress relief. And
I just like to say that we had a pre-show thing that we did and say, here's what we're going to talk about. None of this came up. None of it.
I'm sorry.
Zero.
I like it.
Zilch.
I like it. On the spot. So to summarize those, clean your house.
Yes.
Or clean your area. You know, wherever you're. Second one was for you, exercise or running outdoors. Yep. Make sure to get the sun, vitamin D. Yep. And the 3rd was what? No. See, it wasn't. She didn't say HTC oil. What was it?
CBD oil.
CBD oil.
Go to Charlotte's Web or Google Charlotte's Web. They make a really high quality product.
Is it the stuff in the actual marijuana plant that?
No, that's HTC oil.
That's THC.
Oh, okay.
THC is the good stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
HTC is a TV, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different part of the plant that is legal in all 50 states. It's just really good natural way to calm your nerves.
Yeah, it's an herb.
Yeah.
I mean,
God made it. It's a
Sage.
plant.
Yeah. You could put it in spaghetti.
And I recommend the chocolate
Basil.
mint flavor.
Chocolate mint, it comes in flavor?
Yes. Yes. The regular flavor, you'll vomit.
And probably in
it's
2
rough.
weeks, you could probably partake. But you got a 2-week dispensation here that's going to hold you back. He
Me?
moves out in 2 weeks.
Oh, you wouldn't let him take an herb at home?
Huh? You see, I'm not
Can't
saying
do
I'm
it?
right.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I have no theological,
What was that
biological,
website?
psychological argument.
Charlotte's Web. Just Google that, and it'll pop right up.
I'm just an old fuddy duddy. It's just,
Okay.
it just. Here's my background.
Okay.
I was raised that if you even saw a beer commercial on TV, you needed to go and ask God and repent and say you're sorry. I mean, I was raised very strict. Not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I've read my Bible since, and I know half of what I was taught was just nonsense.
I was raised the same way.
Right, but it's got that residue. It's that emotional residue. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing, but it's just like
It's like
it's just like I really feel like I've just done something bad. So anyway, that's good stuff.
It is good.
Clean
stuff.
your house, go run and smoke a little pot. You'll be fine. That's.
I mean,
your
if you
stress.
live in a medical marijuana state and you can get a prescription and it can help you, I think that if you can do that responsibly,
The views
and in
expressed
moderation,
do not represent
Now
the management of TW3.
Without
can we
mentioning
make a
it,
jingle for that?
There will be another jingle.
Anytime I talk.
we need Bob Marley for that one, though. Like, we need
I think our exit music today is going to
I
be.
want to know
Bob
Reagan's
Marley.
view, though.
my view.
Yeah.
I just think it should be legal.
Yeah.
I think it, and that's not just. I mean, should we get super political?
No, I don't care. It's past
everybody's
10.
free to their opinion.
And guys, if you're on the podcast now, the business side of it has just.
This is free.
This is
You didn't even pay
You're
for
going
this.
into after hours now. So
I fully know that my views are immature and they're not
No, it's
experienced because
not.
I'm young. But
it's not immature though.
well,
It's inexperienced maybe, but not immature.
sure, inexperienced. But my view is, if I don't think regulating it helps anybody. I think it just makes it taboo.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should take heroin, but at the same time, I don't think, making heroin illegal to take helps anybody. I think it should be illegal to make and sell, but
Right.
the actual act of taking it, that's
The regulation needs to be
right.
reapplied.
It's
if you actually
it's
wanna
anybody's
solve the
business to
problem.
wreck their body. I mean, it really is. Like, it's not,
Well, and honestly, alcohol is much more wrecking than
yeah, and that's what I'm
marijuana
saying.
is.
When alcohol is legal, but something that's a
I'm
natural
gonna get
anti-inflammatory.
So much email.
Oh, that's fine. And I'm not saying anyone.
much
Just forward it all to me.
I'm going to forward every bit of that to you.
Well, I preface this by saying it's inexperienced. I'm sure there's a lot to it. There's a lot
it's
of
not.
nuance to it that I don't know, but it's just more of when something's a natural anti-inflammatory, and doctors, which we know people personally, they were recommended that oil because it helps them, but they couldn't get it because it was illegal, and it would help them and it wouldn't hurt them with the medicine that they were
I
taking.
have a friend who moved to Colorado because her son had seizures so
Right.
bad that it decreased his quality of life.
Yeah.
And she moved her family to treat him, and he is a different child.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
really
it's-
does help certain people. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs it. Some people just want it because they want that effect.
Listen, a
but
guy last week, he would
probably could have used a little bit.
He could have used
A little bit.
something.
Yeah.
He needed something.
Yeah.
Bad. Bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. And here's the thing. What are you laughing at?
When they make it legal, I'm going to
chocolate
bring you a
mint, Charlotte's
brownie.
Web, good stuff.
Mr. Spears probably said, "I got my money's worth tonight." But it's as someone that has worked with people in the context of ministry, that has had a loved one or themselves have suffered from some sort of substance abuse. When they hear someone say this or that's okay, they, because of the emotional charge that they have with that experience, they don't hear all the nuances of what you're saying.
Right.
So from a public statement standpoint, it's always been my position. Just it's easier. It's sort of like the way Dave Ramsey talks about life insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever listened to Dave Ramsey, but he'll tell you all whole life insurance is a scam. You shouldn't buy it. It's trash. Only buy term.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he says only buy term life insurance. Buy term and invest the rest.
That's what we bought. So
yeah,
okay.
I mean, well, that's for 95% of people, that's the right decision. But there is a 5% that once you get to a certain age group, you can't even buy term life. You have to have whole life.
Right.
And when you call him on that, or you've had any meetings with them, or because I used to be an endorsed something provider, E or ENP, when I was doing more insurance, they would admittedly say, yeah, there is that small segment that needs about 5% of the market that the only thing they could get is whole life. And so, but they said from a public statement standpoint, we don't ever want to open the door, because when you give a little bit of, it's okay in this area, someone will take our words, use it against us to justify selling whole life insurance to people that should not buy it, should have only bought term. And so as a minister, I've taken the same position because while there's a nuance here that you have to understand. It's just like when you talk to people about alcohol. I know people that can go out and have a great dinner and blah blah blah, and it's no big deal. But then you go back and you've got these people that have had an experience and had a problem here, and then they're looking at you like, well, you just validating the bad experience that so and so or such and such. So you have to. My whole position is you just have to be careful in the way it's presented. Otherwise, people take you.
Well, I think I should clear. I don't think everyone should take marijuana. I don't think it should be a recreational use.
I think that guy last week should have.
Yeah, he probably should have. But I don't think, for example, I'm not an easily stressed person. At least I don't think so. And I probably haven't had enough in my life happen to where I'm very stressed. So that's probably a huge portion of it. But I wouldn't take it because I don't need it.
Right.
I do think there are people that need it. Now, that being said, mine's just strictly from a law standpoint. I don't think I don't think the government can tell me what I'm going to smoke.
I would not recommend.
It's murk.
I wouldn't say that everybody should use alcohol. I would not, if I'm listing 3 things you can do, I'm not recommending alcohol. Does alcohol have relaxing properties? Yes. Absolutely. But I would not recommend that. This is different though. It's not addicting. It's a plant.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about alcohol. You should never drink alcohol if you're on prescription medications for allergies.
I heard of something about that. I heard something about that tonight.
Well, I'm just going to say.
That's crazy. Me too. Let's narrow it down. Who are we talking to?
We're not going to talk about who and what. That's unimportant. I just know from personal.
Someone in this room is a silly goose, and it's not me or Lindsay. That's all I'm going to say.
I thought I was having a heart attack. I did. I told Gina, I thought
I was going to die.
That is terrible.
I felt my heart was. I mean,
whoa, hold on. So you're owning up to the fact that you've imbibed recently, and you can do that, but you can't do a plant.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I just had
I'll tell you.
Help me unpack it.
I unpack it.
Okay.
When Jesus showed up at the wedding, and his mother looked at him and said, "My son, my son." She didn't say we're out of weed.
We're out of weed.
She said, "Can you tap that fountain?"
But your upbringing, like, how are you able to separate them?
Did I not tell you? I'll tell you right now, I have no theological, biological, or psychological. I can regularly tell you, I can tell you I don't have an argument here. It's just
he'll own up to it.
I'll own up to it.
He uses a little, I don't know if you guys follow him, and I wouldn't recommend it because he's kind of gone off the rails. He used to be good. But anyway, he uses the Milo Yiannopoulos approach, which is just, well, humans are messy. They're complicated. I can have differing opinions. Like, okay. Stay consistent. You should try and stay consistent.
There's no inconsistency here. I'm telling you, my position is not an argument. No, it's not.
Is it a personal conviction or just like something you just don't feel good about?
Well, I thought I explained it, but maybe I wasn't. My position is I feel like because of who I am and the position I'm in, it would not be right for me to come across in any way that would look like I am validating something. Even though I understand and see all the nuances of a particular subject, other people, because of, I'm trying to not be a stumbling block.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I'm not saying.
Well, you want to explain what happened so it doesn't seem, because you kind of left it empty, like empty-handed. And
about what?
Like with your whole prescription or whatever.
Okay, so
just so it does, because without explaining, it could seem worse than it was, which it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
You said you're gonna have a heart attack, but it's like it really wasn't.
Gina and I had our anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
Our 22nd anniversary, and she's still recovering, so we can't go out and do a lot and go on in town. So we decided to go to a little restaurant that you recommended and other people have recommended.
So good.
And I won't mention the name because it really is misleading. Because it is not.
I've got all kinds of crazy recommendations.
Telling you right now, Lindsay, you turned my little rated G
Bye.
show.
It was good to see y'all. I won't be back next week.
And
oh yes, you will. Oh yes, you will.
Ray gonna come down there and get you.
Oh yes, you will.
He said, "I've got someone in my corner now." So anyway, we go out to eat and steak restaurant, and I always like a particular adult beverage with my steak. And so I usually get 1, 2, sometimes 3 at max. Now I'm a big boy, so I can take 3 and
oh yeah,
no. Well, I took the 3 and had three drinks with my beautiful steak, and we get in the car.
You're gonna say wife.
I thought you were gonna say your beautiful wife.
My beautiful steak.
And headed back home, and all of a sudden I go,
my steak of 11 minutes.
I told Gina, I said, my jaw is killing me. My jaws are just right up under here in your ears. It's just killing me. And then we got on down the road, and we pulled up in the driveway, and I sat down, and I was getting flustered. My heart started pounding, started aching. I was feeling these flutters and stuff. My jaw, I was like, I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah.
I am having a heart attack. What is up with that? And so
I like that. Wow, that's weird.
It's like, this ain't right.
I've been losing weight. That's not right.
So anyway, I text my very good friend and doctor, and I was like, here's what's going on. Should I go to the emergency room? What's the deal? And he goes, well, before you do anything, are you still taking the prescription I gave you 2 weeks ago? And I was like, because I'm on this thing that he's trying, we're using medication. And I think the last time you were on, I was talking about the little tube of ointment.
Yeah.
So we're using medication of that ointment. We're using some allergy stuff. We're using some natural stuff, that L-glutamine. Because what it is leaky gut that causes psoriasis.
You have a doctor that knows about leaky gut?
Yeah. And so he's prescribed that, vitamin D, vitamin K. So he's got me a cocktail there. So, I mean, it's a very holistic,
Yeah.
which most of the time they're either in one camp or the other.
Right. That sounds amazing.
The medical doctor says, well, he's a witch doctor. And the witch doctor says, well, he's the devil and he's just trying to, kill you. So you always.
What do the chipmunks say?
Oh, well, then chipmunk says,
sounds too bad. I hate myself for even encouraging that.
So I text him and he says, you idiot. Are you still on that prescription? I was like, yeah, why? He goes, you can't have alcohol. I mean, because it's very strong.
Oh, man.
And I was like, he says, drink tons of water.
Yeah.
If you still feel it.
Flush it out of your system.
Yeah,
basically.
in the next 30 to 45 minutes, text me back and I'll meet you over.
Yeah.
And so it went away. But I was like, I have just killed myself.
That's rough.
You got to be careful.
You do have to be careful.
Yeah.
Do we have any comments I need to clean up?
I think a lot of people are enjoying this podcast is really what I'm getting at here. We're getting some really
We got members that say, I probably won't sell a TW3 system off of this one, but dadgum, I'm sitting here just laughing my tail off.
No, I think everybody's enjoying it. We don't really have any questions, it doesn't look like.
That was the wrong button.
I was like, where are we going?
Why are you doing this?
We're going into the kitchen to make dinner now on our sitcom.
That was the wrong button. I'm telling you, I've got too many options here that I can play with. So I'm sorry.
You just didn't press them.
I just didn't press them. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to hit the outro music here, and so we can button this thing up, and
so he can edit this podcast.
Because I'm going to edit this podcast before.
Lindsay's getting cut out, y'all.
If y'all don't see Lindsay
everybody
next
say bye to
week,
Lindsay.
Matter of fact, everybody wave, say bye, Lindsay. It was good to have you. You made the show very fun, but
Tracy says great podcast.
Well, it's good. That means a lot. I hope Tracy liked it, and I hope everyone else liked it. But listen, guys, honestly, if you want to have fun, if you want to cut up at home and just chat with your friends and have fun, get you a home-based business. Get the tools, the technology, the training you need to take your money, your business, and your life to new levels. Because it's out there. We offer it TW3. Get with one of our members today, and they'll show you how. Hey, remember, if you want to go to the next level, you have to grow to the next level. And that's why I want to give you a free copy of my new book, You Are Worth More. Go to terrywilson3.com/worthmore now.
Thank you for listening to our show today at terrywilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at terrywilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
Man, it's a great system here. This is good stuff here. I wish I found this company 10 years ago.